So, quiet of their own home in Grand Rapids. Then here is some video of the Trump campaign volunteers actually knocking on doors in Macomb County, Michigan. And do we have video of there was an event as well? Ronna McDaniel firing up the crowd. Not an easy thing to do on Zoom. I'm not sure if we have it or not, but suffice to say the energy is very high in the room. And, you know, I mean, there are obviously concerns about this. I mean, we saw those folks there wearing masks as they were going about their business, which seems to be a good thing. Here's McDaniel rallying up the crowd. Do we have the sound on that? You can see them all gathered together. Let's bring it up. Okay, we don't have the sound on it, unfortunately. But as you can see, they're all gathered together, signs. She's telling them, you know, your future depends on this. So, you know, it's clear that they think the Biden campaign thinks that they are living their values by doing this way. But there's a real question about whether that's actually going to work. And, you know, Joe, I saw your tweets about what Ron Fournier was talking about and the concern here on the ground in Michigan. It's definitely something we're starting to hear more about.
Well, you look at, for instance, the Trump canvassers that went up. What were they doing? They were wearing masks. They knocked on the door, and then they stepped back 6 feet. Look at this. So I don't think there's a doctor in America that would say that if they do this and step back 6 feet and come off of that door ledge, that they are endangering anybody. Now, of course, there are people, after I put my tweet out there, that said, don't come to my door. There's, you know, we're in the middle of a pandemic. Well, that's a choice. It's a choice that people can make. And I understand if they don't want to open their door, they don't want to open their door. When I campaigned and knocked on, 10,000 doors, if people didn't come to the door, guess what? I wrote a note. I put something on their doorknob. I left. And even that made a difference, Casey. But there is no doubt. You look at what Ronna McDaniel's doing. You noticed in those signups in the parking lot, everybody was wearing a mask, right? So the Trump volunteers were wearing a mask. They are outside, and it doesn't, I'm sorry, it doesn't cut it to say, oh, we can't do that outside after we've been watching Black Lives Matters protests, 25 million people in masks. And what did we say through the entire process? They're outside. They're wearing masks. It's like at Reverend Al's rally, and they were following protocols, and they were being safe. So, Casey, I must say, I don't buy this whole argument that we can't campaign in person safely, because you can. And I understand they maybe made this decision 3 or 4 months ago. Well, they're in the home stretch, and you making phone calls is awesome. It makes a huge difference to target, identify, and get people out. But there's no substitute to knocking on doors and doing lit drops.